Okay, so let's get started writing our program. I'm going to use my new py program. I'm going to say new py, wad.py. I'm going to go ahead and overwrite that. Looks like I was working on it before. And I'm going to change the purpose of this is to create a wad. Could have done this from the command line. I always forget that. Create workout of the day. Now, let's see. Let's look at the arguments that we're going to have to take. It looks like they're all options. There's going to be a file option, a seed, and a number of exercises. So let's see. The file option is going to be here, and this is going to be our input file of exercises. And this one's going to have a default value of oh, does it have a default value? Yes, it's going to be inputs exercises.csv. So let me just pop that in there. And if we look here in the inputs directory that's here in the WAD directory, we see that there are a bunch of files here. So by default, we're going to use this exercises.csv. It's a little dangerous to give a default file like this. You know, if depending on where the program is run, if there's not an inputs directory there, you know, relative to where you're running the program, and there's a file inside of it, your program could break. But for the purposes of learning here, we're just going to go ahead and give this a default file, and we know it exists here. We need an integer value here, which is going to be num. Always a good name for something that's number, and that's going to be, how do I describe it, number of exercises that we're going to choose, and that's going to have a default value as well. It's going to default to 4. And let's see, what else? We also need a seed, and that's also going to be, I'll just change this one here. I'll just make this into seed. Seed. This is going to be random seed value. It's actually going to be an int. I'm going to call it seed, and it's going to be an int. Oh, this metavar could be num. And then here the default is going to be none. So it'll be as if we haven't set it. We're not going to have a positional argument. So seed, num, and file. And then the last one that we need is an easy, a flag. Now, so this is either going to be true or false. It's either going to be on or not. So it's going to be easy, dash E or dash easy. And the help for that is going to be, I think it's something like, yeah, like have the reps. And so when it's present, it's going to store a true value, which means when it's not present, it's going to be false. Let's just start off by, we'll say, print args.file.name. That'll be something that we can start off with just to make this work. And if I run this, it prints the inputs exercises, which is perfect. If I run it with -h, we get something that looks a lot like this over here, which seems like we're doing okay. So this seems like we have gotten started. Next, let's talk about how we're going to read a delimited text file.